The atmosphere around Court 12 at Wimbledon felt unusual long before the first ball was struck. Hours before Alex Eala even stepped onto the grass, Filipino flags already lined the stands. Handmade posters with her name written in bold red and blue letters stretched across the crowd. Fans wearing jerseys from Manila, Cebu, Davao, London, Toronto, Dubai, and Sydney packed tightly together, creating a wall of noise rarely heard on one of Wimbledon's outside courts. It no longer felt like a simple first-round match at a Grand Slam tournament. It felt like an international event centered around one young woman carrying the hopes of an entire nation. And standing in the middle of all of it was 21-year-old Alex Eala. The Filipina star walked onto Court 12 not only as one of the fastest rising players in women's tennis, but as the first player from the Philippines ever to be seeded in singles at a Grand Slam tournament. Ranked inside the world's top 32 after an extraordinary grass court season, Eala entered Wimbledon carrying momentum, confidence, and the growing belief that something historic was unfolding around her career. But this match carried even deeper meaning. Waiting across the net stood Mexico's Renata Zarazua, the same opponent who had once handed Eala one of the most painful defeats of her early career. Nearly 2 years earlier, at a small ITF tournament in Cary, North Carolina, Eala had looked moments away from a breakthrough victory before watching the match slip away in devastating fashion. Back then, she was only 19 years old, talented, fearless, and exciting, but still unfinished. Still learning how to survive difficult moments against experienced professionals. She had won the opening set that day 6-3. She looked in control. Then, everything changed. Zarazua slowed the tempo of the match, extended the rallies, forced the young Filipina to play extra shots, and gradually shifted the momentum. The second set disappeared 6-4. The third followed 6-3. Final score, 3-6, 6-4, 6-3. For most tennis fans, it was just another ITF result buried deep inside a statistics page. But for Alex Eala, that loss stayed alive much longer than anyone realized. People close to her team later revealed that she studied the match repeatedly, not out of obsession, but out of determination. She wanted to understand exactly where things had gone wrong. Why had her level dropped under pressure? Why had the momentum shifted so dramatically? What separated experienced players from talented young prospects when matches became uncomfortable? Those questions changed her career. Back at the Rafa Nadal Academy in Mallorca, Eala rebuilt herself piece by piece. She strengthened her serve, improved her movement, added variety to her ground strokes. Most importantly, she transformed mentally. The teenager, who once struggled when momentum turned against her, slowly evolved into a player capable of adjusting under pressure instead of collapsing beneath it. And by 2026, the tennis world finally began noticing. Her breakthrough grass court season started in Birmingham. At the WTA 125 Birmingham Open, Eala captured the biggest title of her professional career. The run wasn't easy. She faced difficult matches, long rallies, pressure moments, and emotional swings throughout the week. In the final against Nikola Bardonkova, she even lost the opening set before storming back to win 5-7, 6-3, 7-5. That tournament changed something important inside her. Winning matches when you're playing comfortably is one thing. Winning when everything feels tense and uncertain is something entirely different. Birmingham proved that Alex Eala could now survive those moments. But even that wasn't the performance that truly shocked the tennis world. That happened in Berlin. Entering the WTA 500 Berlin Tennis Open as a wild card, Eala suddenly produced the kind of results that force people to completely reevaluate a player's ceiling. First came a victory over Donna Vekic. Then came Elena Rybakina, the Wimbledon champion, one of the most dangerous grass court players in the world. A top 2 player capable of overpowering almost anyone on the surface. Eala beat her in straight sets. And she wasn't finished. In the next round, she defeated Elena Svitolina as well, collecting back-to-back wins over top 10 opponents and announcing herself as a legitimate threat on grass courts. Suddenly, Alex Eala was no longer being discussed as a promising young talent. She was becoming something much more dangerous. The ranking points from Berlin pushed her inside the world's top 32, and when Victoria Mboko withdrew from Wimbledon with injury, Eala officially became the tournament's number 29 seed. History. For the first time in the Open era, a Filipino player had earned a singles seed at a Grand Slam tournament. The Philippines exploded with pride. Television broadcasts interrupted programming to discuss her achievement. Social media flooded with celebrations. Sports analysts began comparing her rise to the most important moments in Philippine sporting history. Fans organized viewing parties across multiple countries. And when the Wimbledon draw was released, fate added one final twist. Round 1. Renata Zarazua. The same opponent who had broken her heart 2 years earlier. The symbolism was impossible to ignore. This wasn't just a tennis match anymore. It was unfinished business. By the time the players walked onto court 12, the atmosphere already felt electric. Thousands of Filipino supporters transformed the court into something that resembled a home event. Every warm-up shot received applause. Every point won by Eala triggered roars from the crowd. Even Eala admitted afterward that she was stunned by the support. "I never would have thought that at Wimbledon I would have a home crowd," she said. "The Filipinos keep surprising me in good ways." Anyone familiar with Wimbledon understood how extraordinary that scene truly was. Tickets to the All England Club are among the hardest in sports to secure. Yet somehow, huge sections of Court 12 were filled almost entirely with Filipino supporters waving flags and chanting her name. And Alex Eala rewarded every single one of them. From the opening game, she looked calm, focused, and completely in control. There were no signs of nerves, no hesitation, no uncertainty. She opened with a comfortable hold of serve, immediately establishing authority in the match. Then came the first break. Eala attacked aggressively from the baseline, stepping inside the court and forcing Zarazua backward with deep, penetrating ground strokes. Within minutes, she led 3-1. Unlike their previous meeting in Kerry, there was no momentum shift this time. Eala's movement looked sharper. Her decision-making was cleaner. Most importantly, she never allowed the Mexican veteran to slow the pace of the match the way she had 2 years earlier. Every short ball was punished. Every weak second serve was attacked. Every important rally seemed to end with Eala dictating the outcome. The opening set disappeared quickly. 6-1. The statistics reflected complete dominance. Eala consistently won points behind her second serve while neutralizing Zarazua's delivery almost immediately. Her returns landed deep through the center of the court, taking away attacking angles and forcing the Mexican into defensive positions. And the crowd sensed it too. This wasn't merely revenge. This was transformation. The second set began exactly the same way. Eala immediately secured another break of serve to move ahead 2-0, and from there the match turned into a showcase of everything she had improved over the previous 2 years. Her forehand carried more weight. Her serve placement looked more precise. Her court coverage appeared effortless. Perhaps most impressive of all was her composure. 2 years earlier, pressure had broken her. Now pressure seemed to sharpen her focus. Zarazua fought hard to stay alive, extending rallies and searching desperately for rhythm, but Eala simply refused to let the match become complicated. Every time the Mexican attempted to build momentum, the Filipina responded immediately. Another aggressive return. Another clean forehand winner. Another confident service hold. The scoreboard moved rapidly. 5-1. At that point, the entire stadium knew what was coming. When Eala finally served out the match, Court 12 exploded into celebration. Fans screamed. Flags waved everywhere. Complete strangers embraced each other in the stands. For a brief moment, Wimbledon no longer sounded like Wimbledon. It sounded like Manila. The final score read 6-1, 6-2. But the numbers alone didn't fully capture how complete the performance really was. Eala finished with 22 winners compared to just 11 from Zarazua. She dominated at the net, winning 16 points there while her opponent managed only 3. She controlled the return games so effectively that Zarazua constantly found herself under pressure immediately after serving. Overall, Eala won 64 total points compared to 41 for the Mexican. In a match lasting barely over an hour, that gap represented total control. And perhaps that was the most significant part of the performance. This wasn't a nervous first-round survival. This wasn't a young player narrowly escaping danger. This was a statement. Alex Eala looked like someone who belonged on the stage. The victory carried historic importance as well. By defeating Zarazua, Eala became the first Filipina in the Open era to win a Wimbledon main draw singles match. Another milestone. Another barrier broken. And remarkably, it came less than a year after she had already become the first Filipino player, male or female, to win a Grand Slam main draw singles match at the US Open. Now she had added Wimbledon history too. What made the achievement even more meaningful was the contrast with her previous appearance at the All England Club. 1 year earlier, her Wimbledon debut had ended immediately with a disappointing first-round loss to Barbara Krejcikova. She left London with experience, but without the result she wanted. This time was completely different. She returned stronger, smarter, and far more dangerous. And now the attention around her only continued growing because waiting in the second round stood another fascinating challenge. Maya Joint. The young Australian had just become one of the biggest stories of the tournament after eliminating Serena Williams during the legendary champion's highly anticipated return to Wimbledon singles competition. Suddenly, Eala versus Joint transformed into one of the most intriguing second-round matches in the draw. Two rising stars. Two fearless young players. Two athletes carrying enormous momentum into the biggest stage of their careers. And what followed became one of the most dramatic momentum swings Wimbledon witnessed all week. At first, everything belonged to Maya Joint. From the opening points, the Australian played with complete freedom. Her confidence from defeating Serena Williams was obvious immediately. She attacked aggressively, redirected pace beautifully, and refused to allow Eala any rhythm. Every clean winner from Joint pushed the Filipina backward. Eala's timing looked off. Her serve lacked precision. Her forehand depth disappeared. The opening set moved quickly toward the Australian. 6-3. And honestly, at that moment, many people believed Eala's tournament might already be ending. Social media exploded with reactions. Analysts discussed momentum shifts. Commentators praised Joint's fearless shot-making. But elite athletes reveal themselves during moments exactly like this. Not when everything feels comfortable. Not when the crowd supports you. Not when the scoreboard favors you. True competitors reveal themselves when matches begin slipping away. Alex Eala walked calmly to her chair during the changeover. No panic. No frustration. Just focus. And whatever happened during those 90 seconds completely changed the match. When the second set began, Eala looked transformed. The adjustments were subtle but brilliant. Instead of rushing points, she added more height over the net and began constructing rallies patiently. Rather than forcing winners, she forced Joint to create her own pace repeatedly. That single adjustment shifted the entire rhythm of the match. On grass courts, constantly generating pace becomes exhausting under pressure. Then came another tactical change. Eala began targeting deeper returns directly through the center of the court, taking away Joint's favorite attacking angles and forcing longer exchanges. Slowly, momentum turned. A missed forehand. A rushed volley. A return drifting long. Small moments individually. Massive moments collectively. And inside the stadium, the atmosphere started changing again. The Filipino supporters sensed it first. Every extended rally won by Eala triggered louder cheers. Every break point increased the tension. Meanwhile, Maya Joint's confidence began fading in subtle ways. Longer pauses before serving. More hesitation on important points. More glances toward her coaching box. In tennis, momentum often appears in body language before it appears on the scoreboard. Alex Eala recognized it immediately. And once she sensed weakness, she attacked. Her footwork became sharper. Her returns more aggressive. She stepped inside the baseline and punished second serves with authority. This was no longer survival tennis. This was controlled pressure. Relentless pressure. The second set disappeared quickly. 6-2 Eala. One set all. Now came the deciding set, the true test of championship mentality. Many players spend so much emotional energy fighting back into matches that they collapse physically or mentally during the third set. Alex Eala did the opposite. She accelerated. The opening game stretched through multiple deuces and massive rallies, becoming the emotional breaking point of the entire match. And somehow, Eala kept winning the biggest exchanges. When she finally secured that game, you could almost feel Joint's confidence slipping away completely. Then the avalanche began. 3-love, 4-love, 5-love. The same player who looked completely lost during the opening set was suddenly dominating every important exchange on court. Her anticipation looked flawless. Her movement effortless. She entered the terrifying zone elite athletes dream about, the state where pressure disappears and instincts take over completely. Maya Joint continued fighting bravely, refusing to quit, but nothing worked anymore. Eala controlled everything. And when she finally closed out the match 3-6, 6-2, 6-0, the Wimbledon crowd realized they had just witnessed far more than a simple comeback victory. They had watched the emergence of a genuine contender. The significance of that performance reached beyond the scoreboard. It proved that Alex Eala could solve problems under pressure. It proved she could adapt tactically during matches. It proved she could survive difficult moments on one of the biggest stages in sports. Champions aren't defined only by talent. They are defined by adjustment, by resilience, by the ability to remain calm while chaos surrounds them. And Alex Eala displayed all of those qualities at Wimbledon. Now another challenge waited ahead. Defending Wimbledon champion and world number 1 Iga Swiatek. On paper, Eala would enter as the underdog. But after her performances throughout the grass court season, nobody could dismiss her anymore. Not after Birmingham, not after Berlin, not after Rybakina, not after Svitolina, not after the comeback against Maya Joint. The tennis world had officially changed the way it viewed Alex Eala. She was no longer simply a promising prospect from the Philippines. She was becoming a serious threat, a player capable of controlling massive moments, a competitor capable of adjusting under pressure, and, perhaps most importantly, a player beginning to believe fully in herself. That may be the most dangerous development of all for the rest of the WTA Tour. Because 2 years earlier, Alex Eala walked off a small court in North Carolina heartbroken and uncertain about her future. Now she walks through Wimbledon carrying history, confidence, and the support of millions. The girl who once collapsed under pressure has become the player thriving inside it. And the frightening thing for the rest of women's tennis? It still feels like she is only getting started.